Hi, I'm Reva with Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and this is the Bernina L890 overlocker. It is amazing. It's beautiful. It's so smooth when you stitch on it. You'll think it's like a sewing machine because it's so smooth. It has some great features. It threads the loopers for you. Wow, it's just amazing. You're going to have a great time. If you've ever wanted a serger and you weren't sure which one, you should give this one a try. Let's take a look at it and see what features that there are that you might be interested in. So it's beautiful. You have a really nice open area here. It's lit underneath, so you have a lot of lighting. And this opening here to the right is really important because this does cover hem, which if you look at the bottom hem of your t-shirts, you'll see a hem that looks a lot like my shirt right there. See the double hem? That's an industry standard hem style, and this machine does that as well. But you will really enjoy having this space aside when you're working with the cover hem portion of the machine, especially if you're doing home deck projects. So the machine is a 5-thread for regular serging, and then it can do your cover hem with up to 3 needles on the cover hem. Now let's take a look at the screen right here. The screen is awesome because it's going to give you the tips, the know-how. Even if you're a novice, you're gonna come off sewing like a pro. So there's 2 different modes here. There's an expert mode and then there's a guided mode. The expert mode is if you want to tell the machine every step you want it to make, because you want to make all the choices. That's great. Most of us, even if we're not new to a serger, most of us will use the guided mode. Now let's go look at the menu here. So in the menu here, it has all these different stitches that you can choose from. So if you're wanting to do a flat lock, you just come down to a flat lock and you can choose the flat lock. Or and then when you've chosen it, you can scroll through the pages and it tells you every step of the way what to do. Okay, now let's go back a page, because maybe you want to see what foot. It says to attach the presser foot. Well, this little symbol here says that there's a animated video for you to watch that will show you exactly how to do that. So it's showing you how to release the foot, and it will show you then how to put the new foot back on. So you don't have to worry about cracking out a manual. It's all built into the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and close this out because I actually want to come back up here, and I'm going to just choose a 4-thread, and that's what I have my this machine set up for right now. And I'm just going to scroll through because I've already done everything and it's ready to go. Now, when you sew, like I said, it's very, very smooth, but you do have this knee lift right here. And when you use the knee lift, can you see how the foot goes up and down? So this is great because when you're working with all your fabric or your home deck projects, you don't want to get your hands off your project. So this knee lift really comes in handy. Now, did you hear that? My little tool fell out. We have our tools are held in place right here. There's a handy dandy little area right inside the door where we can keep our tools. There is a needle holder here, so you can put your spare needles when you take them in and out. You know, you only use them a little bit and you need to switch to a different stitch. You need a place to put your needles, so there you have it. And then we also have the area where the loopers are and everything like that. But I want to show you how easy it is to thread. So let's start stitching this up. I'm going to start sewing, and you'll just have to listen. Can you hear how smooth that is? It's just fabulous. Now, I want to cut that thread. And now it stopped making a stitch. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's no stitches being made. So with that, I'm going to now take my thread and pull it down. Oh, did you also notice that it stopped with the needles in the full upright position? If I touch this little button on the screen, it will stop with the needles down. No other serger does that. I mean, seriously, that's amazing. So when I stop with the needles up, it's in the right position for me to thread. Now let's take a look at that. You see here, there's my thread going through there. When I close this, a little tube connects, and that is the path that the thread travels through to get to where it needs to go. So all I have to do is push on the foot control and pop that little guy in there. Sure. There we go. And there he is right there. Isn't it the way it goes when you're being filmed? Nothing cooperates. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the sewing side, and then we'll just start stitching, and this will pick up sewing right away. I love how smooth this machine is. But there's where we cut the thread, and then there's where it just picked right back up immediately. So, of course, you can do all sorts of fun things with your serger. You can make garments, and then you can also do home deck. You can quilt with it. Let's take a look at a couple of things. This is a really fun bag. Isn't that great? So this is a just a tote, and I love the stitches on here. This is using the flat lock stitch. Now take a look at how wide that is. This machine can stitch 9 millimeters in width, which is really wide for a serger. So that's pretty cool. And then this sweet little dress, got little crisscross straps here, and all the stitches here done to make the fabric was done using the safety chain stitch. So this machine can do that stitch, and then you just put your decorative thread on the bottom and you sew with the right side of the fabric down. But isn't that just so cute? And then same thing here. This is the cover hem, but the double stitches are on the wrong side and the looper thread is on the top. It's just so sweet and special. And what fun to make that. Now this one, gotta love this. Here we've used the safety chain stitch with 2 threads. So it's a narrow cover with the looper thread is a nice heavy thread. Isn't that cool? And then this was done using the serger as well. So you make the little fringe by using your serger stitch there. So that's lots of fun. Now some other things that you might enjoy we have up here. You can do something like this where you have the flat lock and you weave ribbon through the flat lock, and you have all the beautiful shearing that is done to make that accent piece. Also, if you're into heirloom, great thing to use as a serger because you can do your weaving of ribbon and make puffing strips really easily. And then again, the decorative stitches using the chain stitch. Now let's take this decorative stitches one more further. And this wonderful backpack was done using the narrow cover here and then the safety chain stitch to actually create the fabric, because this was just a solid black piece when it was started. And if you like the idea of ruffles and puffing strips, we have ruffles that were made here on the serger, and then also that fun fringe trim was created on the serger, and then puffing strips here. There's different feet that you can add piping, makes it really easy and perfect to add piping. And then again, you have your decorative stitching here, your ruffle, and then a narrow hem. Oh, and by the way, this machine makes the perfect rolled hem. I've never seen one better. So you're going to have a lot of fun with all the possibilities that you can do with your machine. So you owe it to yourself to come in and try this machine out. It's the Bernina L890, and we think you're going to fall in love.